So whatever disciplinary measure they can take within the House can be done insofar as it does not warrant suspending the member from representing his constituency.
Of course, because as the Court of Appeal made clear in the Bauchi case, the one of Bauchi House of Assembly and Honorable Dana, the court said the constituency, because we tried to claim damages for the suspension, because yes, we can only give you, we only order that our total entitlement, emolument be paid while she was illegally kept out of the house. But with respect to the damage done to the constituency, members of that constituency can sue independently by saying we're denied representation. So the people being represented by Honorable Ndume, Senator Ndume, have the right to go to court that you have denied us representation, because you can only remove a legislator either by suspension, the order of a court or tribunal, or if it's recalled by those who elected him or her. But the House, the Senate, with profound respect, cannot cite any provision of the Constitution.
Let's examine the
that allows the suspension of a member. No, you didn't elect him.
Let's further examine the powers of the Senate, as it were now. Yes. They have the in-house rules and yes, what they follow judiciously, and then you have the Constitution on the second hand that seems to override some of their powers.
No, that overrides, not seems, that overrides. Any other law or rule.
So what then do you say?
Conflict.
What then would you say about what the Senate stands for today, considering that their powers seems to have been diminished by the Constitution?
Unfortunately, the Senate has not familiarized itself, the member, with profound respect, with decided cases on this point. In the case of El-Rufai and the House of Reps, just like they are saying to Professor Sagay now, they said Malam El-Rufai, as the DG of Bureau of Public Enterprises, made some defamatory statements against the House of Reps. That's why he was summoned. And you can trust El-Rufai. He went to court. The federal court said no, he jumped the gun. And he appealed. The Court of Appeal said, I think it was Honorable Justice Oguntade, who presided over the matter, said, where have you got the powers to investigate somebody who made a defamatory statement? That your powers under Section 88 are not for personal aggrandizement. So if any of you feels offended by the defamatory statement made by him, you go to court.
But yesterday, the Senate spokesman said, because we asked him, look, on what grounds are you relying on to summon Professor Sagay? And they said, well, don't forget, he also heads a government agency.
No,
and based on that,
I think we must help them. When they summoned the Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Amid Ali,
yeah,
I did say, with profound respect to the Senate members, that you don't have the power. Because what was being discussed, what they were going to debate, was the policy of the government with respect to excise duties. Oh, vehicles that didn't pay appropriate excise import duties, we are going to penalize the owners. And I did say, no, you can't do that. Because under Section 88, your powers are circumscribed. They are limited to when you are investigating with a view to exposing corruption, inefficiency in government, or waste, or you are making a law or amending one, you can summon a public officer. Other than that, you cannot. And there are decisions of the court. In the case of Tony Mama and the Senate, the Court of Appeal in the Second Republic said no. You can't go around summoning editors for what they write. If you are not then you are not an ombudsman. But in the case of Adiku, Innocent Adiku, yeah, and the sketch, even in the case of Benga Motosho and the nation, the federal court said, no, you don't have the powers.
What then should the Senate
have, something you don't like?
What then should have the Senate done in this situation of both scenarios that you painted?
No, you go and lodge a complaint, either with the press council If you believe a newspaper has written something you don't like, or you go to court to sue for libel. But you can't use the machinery of the state to harass your political opponent. In the case of Otanwanko and the state, where a governor got a gubernatorial candidate of the PRP in the Second Republic jailed in Anambra State, Otanwanko was jailed for 1 year during a campaign because he issued a pamphlet which the governor considered libelous. And that was when the Court of Appeal declared illegal and unconstitutional the provisions of our criminal code relating to sedition. And the court made the pronouncement, the late Justice Latawura, that the freedom of expression gained from our colonial masters must not be destroyed by anybody. And any attempt to impose, to clamp down on people.
We'll look at the response. We'll look at their response to some of these questions.
Their response must be in line with the law.
All right. We'll look at that when we'll come back. Join us again.